Glory be to God. So, the enemy thought he had me, but Jesus said, "You are mine." The enemy thought he had me, but Jesus said, "You are mine." So, I just wanted to get on here real quick. And a lot of times when I say that, it's not real quick. That's what the enemy would hope for me to do, is throw in the towel. But no, 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 no. All glory be to God. And again, the Lord is going to get his glory from my life, right? I didn't go through what I went through in the world for no reason, y'all. And it's a lot of, it has to do a lot with what what we're destined to do, purpose to do, will to do. But it's not until we come to the end of ourselves, until we come to the knowledge of Jesus Christ, until we come to dying to ourselves, that we can get what God has for us. And it's by taking up Jesus's hand, even the hem of his garment, is by taking it up, like scarcely taking of the hem of his garment, so that way we can make it, y'all. Because the enemy has us out here fighting for a facade. The enemy has us out here fighting for a facade. The 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 what's the name has already been broken, right? The 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 cord to utopia or the Garden of Eden, it was already broken, right? And so now we have to hang on to the hem of Jesus's garment. We have to grab his hand, and he gonna be like, come on. He gonna be like, come on, go with me. And he's gentle, and he's not gonna force us to follow him. But we need to stop trying to fight for this facade. Stop letting the devil play in our face and fight for this facade. He has been working on me strategically, because he knows, just like a mother or a father with their child, they know how to interact with the different children that they have, right? One might be a little bit more sensitive, one might, learn this way versus that way, and one might do these things, other than that. And he knows how to work with us in the timing that we need. And it's strategic. Like the stuff that goes on in our lives that happens, we thinking it's happening to us, but it's happening for us. We think it's happening to us, but it really is happening for us. For us to understand that he is the way, the truth, and the life. And he is the provider. He is the comforter. He is the friend who laid down his life for us. And we don't think of it that way because it's mainly supported by faith, not what we can see. We just have to have something that we can see, tangible, but the spirit is based on faith. The substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So yesterday, the enemy, he was trying it. He was really much so trying it on my life yesterday, in my spirit and in my mind. Well, in my mind, really in my mind, because I'm stepping away from fighting for the facade. I'm stepping away from fighting for my life, and what it looks like on the outside. And the best thing that we can give our children is the introduction of Jesus Christ, because no amount of degrees, and it's good to have a degree, it's good to have an education, right? It's good to learn, but back in those days, the Lord said he put wisdom into the people to make the ark, to make the temple, to make all of these things, and he provided the gold, he provided the silver, he provided the gems for them to create what he wanted them to create, right? And so the enemy was really trying me yesterday, but that's when you got to press in. That's when we have to learn how to press in and go harder for Christ. But he gave me this, and I'm being drawn to this change, right? Because again, we cannot heal around what's trying to break us. We cannot heal around things and people that's stuck in the facade. Okay? And it's not to say that, oh, I'm better or bigger, better than somebody else. But this is me picking up my cross and understanding that it's going to seem like I'm doing it alone. It's going to seem like I'm losing people, friends, places, and things like that. But it's all happening for me, not to me. Romans 6:4 says, therefore we are buried with him by baptism into death, that just as Christ was raised up from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we also should walk in newness of life. For whosoever, in Matthew 16:25, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. Again, we out here fighting for the facade, even as Christian, because I'm like, Lord, I'm praying, fasting, reading my word, right? And this life I still see happening even as a Christian, right? But is it what the Lord wills for my life? Is it what the Lord wills for my life? Because I'm still fighting for the facade, fighting for the past, fighting for what I thought would be fulfilling, even as a Christian, even as a believer, a follower of Christ. But he's like, you don't need the things that you think that you need to fight for, instead of believing that I am everything and more, and then some. And nothing, no weapons, the weapons may form, but they will not prosper, right? He says, Matthew 10, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. And remember the whole armor of God. Put on the whole armor of God. What was the sword? The Spirit, the Word. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Because we like to hold on for dear life, to what's familiar, to what we once knew, to what we came up in. And mind you, this has nothing to do with dishonoring your mother or father, but coming into the newness of life. You don't have to act out of malice or envy or anger or violence with your parents because he's saying this. Furthermore, in Matthew 10, he said, he that loveth, 37, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Furthermore, he says, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. He told the disciples, and I believe it was in Matthew, he told the disciples to pick up take of their stuff, but don't take nothing extra. Not your satchel, not an extra pair of shoes, none of that stuff like that. Go out, spread the word, heal the sick, cast out demons. He told them things, right? And then he said, go into the towns, don't take nothing extra with you. You know, the laborer is worthy of your works. And he said, and if they don't accept you in that town, pick up your piece, dust that dust off your feet, and keep it moving. Because we have to be about our Father's business, but we have to stop holding on to that old life, the old patterns, the old familiar things. Good morning. She said she was going to be a little late.
Yeah.
Got some more cucumbers. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator real quick. Oh, nice. Fly swatter on the table. Got me some of that chicken. But y'all, we got to stop trying to hold on to that old life. The old ideology of what happened, even the things that happened took place, and just understand and try to grasp and learn what the Lord is trying to get us to understand and learn, and move forward with him, grabbing a hold to his hand, so that way we can step into the newness of life. All glory be to God. Continue to pray for me. I'll continue to pray for y'all. Don't be afraid to throw in the towel. Stop living the life that you feel like you want to live, because that's us working. That's us working and working and working. And God said, come to me, all you who labor and heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. Well, we first have to go to him. We have to give it all to him. Our expectations, our will, our desires, what we thought life would look like, what we thought we would look like. Give it to him, so that way he can fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. We are changing the trajectory for this. Like, it's good to try to give your child peace and things of not a struggle and stuff like that. If you had to grow up struggling and grew up in poverty, and it's good to try to change that and stuff. But the only way we can get there is through Christ, is picking up Christ and following Him. That's it. That's all. Y'all continue to pray for me. I'll continue to pray for y'all. Have a good day.